Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. I'm your host with the most. I'm your boy, Young Lord Marco the Kettle from the Kettle Lounge. And today we've got a um, honestly breathtaking game. The game is, of course, 1111 Memories Retold. And in favour of spoilers, I'm not going to talk too much on about about what the game's about. Um, I'll just give you the rough starting point, just so I'm not spoiling anything. It's set in World War One times, and you play either a Canadian, who you see me play here, or the German, which you saw me play at the start. The Canadian's name's Harry. He's a photographer, and a fellow named General Barrett is like, come to war and be a war photographer for me. And you're like, um, will this woman like me? He's like, yes. So he's essentially come to war for a woman, and Kurt, he's an engineer, he was working on a Zeppelin, uh, and he's gone to war to find his son, who's a battalion troop, whatever you want to call them, were reported as missing, and yeah. I'm not going to say any more on that, because, like I say, it is a wonderful story-driven game, um, with to be fair, a massive twist at the end that most people probably wouldn't have clocked. Um, but I assumed, because I assume everything, my ability to really guess where something's going. Um, well, carried me to the point where I knew what was going to happen. Sorry if I don't seem interested. I've just woken up, so I might seem a bit tired. But anyway, as much as it's not going to do anything, I'd like to give a shout out to the Welsh Hunter. I used his guide to get all trophies and all collectibles. So big shout out to him, big thanks to him. Anyway, let's get on to it. Um, we got a new edition today, but if you don't know how we rate platinums, we do it based off time, difficulty, how the game plays, the enjoyability, playing it solo, glitch trophies, multiplayer trophies, missable trophies, tedious trophies, and story-related. I'm actually gonna. This is what I was on about in my new edition. I'm gonna do how the story is, because the game, it might be a good game, but it might have a terrible story. Um, and this game, with how amazing the story is, that's why I decided to add it. I'll probably put it in um, after difficulty. So yeah, let's get straight into it, I guess. So if you look online, you'll see that it says it's anywhere in between 6 and 10 hours to do. I did it in 8 hours and 11 minutes, I think it was. Um, but but the reason it took a bit longer for me than it probably should have done was because I had to run through chapter 1 3 times. I had all collectibles, but I missed 2 my first time round. So I went back, and when I went back to start chapter 2, I accidentally deleted that save, and when I ran through, I didn't really pick up any collectibles. So I've come back. So I've gone back through, didn't pick up anything. And once I got all the collectibles in part 1, part 2, and part 3, of course I needed to go back and get all my part 1 collectibles again. So I went back and did that. So yeah, around it took me 8 hours, 11 minutes, but it should take you around 6. Trying to find my whiteboard pen. There it is. 6 to 10. Unless you're looking for all collectibles by yourself. And I mean all of them. And you don't use a guide a single time, because there are a few very cheekily hidden ones. Okay, difficulty. Now, in terms of difficulty, the game isn't difficult. Apparently people are being shot outside, okay. The game isn't difficult whatsoever, so the difficulty of the game gets a 1 from me. There is no part you should struggle on. There's not really many opportunities in which you can die. The first one being in part 1. There's another part in part 1. Part 2 offers some, and so does part 3. But the majority of the time, it's not too bad. So I'm actually going to raise that 1 to a 2. Difficulty of the platinum. There's actually a lot of trophies, and there is one for each of the 7 endings. So if you're doing it by yourself, trying to find all 7 endings can be a bit challenging. So I'm going to give that one a, which I would say 3.5. No, I'm going to give it a 4 on the platinum difficulty. No, I'll give it a 3.25. 3.25. I don't know where my lid is going. Okay. Now, on to my new category on how I rank things, and that is story. Like I said, the story in this game is fantastic. I've said all I've been wanted to say about how you're a Canadian who's gone to war to meet to impress this girl back in Toronto, Canada. And as I said, you're a German, as you see here, and you're trying to find your son. There is there's a few things like the endings. I think once you've seen 3 endings, you've seen all of them. Now we'll say 4. Once you've seen 3 or 4 endings, you've seen them all. Because it's different versions of the story, just played differently, like matched together. But the dialogue is different. Like the actual ending cutscene itself is roughly the same every 3 or 4, but the dialogue is different for when you actually unlock those endings. So as a story, I'd give this a 9.5. That's a G, not a 9. Shit. 9.5 out of 10. The only thing, the repetitive endings are really down. Next is on to how the game plays. The game overall plays quite smooth. There can be a few buggy parts. Like there's one collectible in Part 3, Chapter 4, which is quite buggy to get. But if I'm being generally honest, it's it plays quite well. There's nothing bad about it. The only thing most people would probably see bad about it is the graphics, because it's like a water paint type art or pastel, pastel, like pastel or watercolor type artwork. And at first it might not seem too appealing, but with the story it narrates, I think the art style really fits it. So I'm gonna give the how it plays a 9, because I think it can get a bit confusing when you are playing some of the areas. Enjoyability of playing the game solo, it's only a solo game. So I'm just gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10 on that one. Glitch trophies. Glitch trophies, glitch trophies, glitch trophies. Now, no trophies glitched for me. But, just because it didn't glitch for me doesn't mean there isn't one. From what I was reading, from the guide I was watching, there is one collectible in part 1 called Snipers and Watchtowers or something like that. That can disappear before you even pick it up. And there's only one way to reset it, but I don't know the way. Like, you can't just clear your game file or close your game, start again. It won't be there. I think you might have to restart everything for it to appear. So that alone just knocks it down. It'll knock it down 1.5 to 8.5 on the glitch trophies rating. Because other than that, there's nothing else that is glitched that I can think of. No trophy glitch. Any trophies I missed, it was my own fault. So yeah, that's that. Multiplayer trophies. Well, that's I guess an NA. That's an M. NA. Because like I said, it's a solo game only. Missable trophies. I'm gonna give that a 4. There is a lot of missable trophies. You've got all the collectibles. You need to do something at the end with something you've taken a picture of. You need to take a picture of Kurt. You need to do this and that and that and this. There is so many missable trophies. It's actually uncanny. But yeah, so that's that. Like I said, I followed the Welsh Hunter's Guide to do this. It was entertaining. He made sure he got everything. It would, like I said, just go watch him. Oh yeah, and unmissable trophies is the 7 endings as well, because you'll probably only get one on your first time. Tedious trophies. The only tedious trophy is the 7 endings, so for that I'm gonna give it a 9. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9 on the tedious trophies because it's just the 7 endings you miss. Um, I can't remember the names of them all, um, and I'm not going to tell you the names of them all solely because they are linked to the story of Croth, and they'll spoil it a little bit. But now we've judged his game and all that, let's combine it together and let's get his total platinum rating. So, what do I think of this platinum? I'm going to give this platinum a 7.5 out of 10. Or am I going to give it an 8? 7.5 out of 10 I'm going to stick with. Overall, it's not that long of a game, 8 hours, as I've said. It was an joy to play the entire time I went through it, except from when it was just going through and, you know, getting the endings and going back and getting collectibles in chapter 1. The difficulty, it's not too difficult of a game. I think that really goes well with what the game was trying to do. If it was a difficult game with trying to give the sort of story it was giving, then I think that would have brought it down. And the platinum is not too hard. But I used the guide, so that might be something. But a lot of the trophies that are out there, you can get as long as you look at the trophy list, you should be able to know when to get them. Though, like I said, the gameplay is smooth. There's not really many bugs and glitches. I think the only glitch is when we was in Germany and you're playing as a certain character, and that it glitched out on me a little bit. But other than that, it's a very smooth game. Of course, you can only play it solo. It's an enjoyable game to play solo. So that's a 10. Glitch trophies, 8.5 out of 10. There's only one, and it's a very deadly missable trophy. No multiplayer trophy, so we can't really include that. Missable trophies, fortunately I have to give it 4 out of 10, but there is so many missable trophies. It is unbelievable. And if you're not following a guide through the entire thing, then it really is. There's a high chance you're going to miss something. Tedious trophies, 9 out of 10. Because getting the collectibles aren't really that tedious. It's literally just play through the game and just pick up a piece of paper that someone decided to scatter around during the war. And that's about it. On that one, the endings, it's just going through the final bit over and over again until you get your trophies. And story, because I don't know if I said that, is a 9.5 out of 10. It's an absolutely breathtaking story full of with a good bit of twists in there. It really is a good sense of character progression. At least I believe with how it starts and how it ends. So yeah, all of that, and I'll give it, like I said, 7.5 out of 10. Alright. Yeah. No, I'll give it an 8. I feel like this game deserves an 8 just for the story alone. But yeah, so just as a quick reminder, 8 overall, 2 on the game's difficulty, and a 2.25 on the 3.25, sorry, on the platinum's difficulty. And that's been all. I'll actually do some more episodes today. Um, I'll probably get Modern Warfare Remastered done, Golf with Your Friends done, and Maneater done as well. Um, and before I go, as always, everything is my own opinion. Don't take my opinion to heart. If you like the look of the game, if you like the way I've described it, even if you don't, have a look over people's reviews, opinions, and look at a tiny bit of gameplay, not to spoil it for yourself. Um, and I'd really suggest this one. It's a good story-driven game. Um, it's just overall a good experience. But other than that, it's been your host with the most. It's been your boy, Young Lord Marco, Marco the Kettle, from the Kettle's Lounge. Hope you all have a nice weekend.